Charles Shanfelt, Com 201, to a high school history class. Amundsen, of the History of the World Biography, states that the lands of the Nez Perce covered Idaho, Oregon, and parts of Washington. These lands were wanted by the whites because of the value of their natural resources. As noted by the Columbia Electronic Encyclopedia in 1863, the Nez Perce refused to move from their homelands because the lands were ceded to the U.S. government illegally. In 1877, the Nez Perce were forcibly being removed from their lands to the reservation. They planned to peacefully go, but there's miscommunication that caused General Howard to attack the tribes, which the tribes rebutted it, and that was stated by Howard and Beale. The retreat to Canada began without preparation of food and blankets. The 700 people, Native Americans, included 200 warriors. They would travel for 3 months, starting in August and ending in October, 1,000 to 1,070 miles, winning many engagements, as documented by the PBS, the World West broadcast of Chief Joseph. Most important battle is the one at Big Hole, Montana, just 40 miles from the Canadian border. It was against General Miles, where they lost the battle to a well-equipped 2,000 plus cavalry. The Nez Perce were forced to surrender formally October 5th of 1877. The importance of the Big Hole battlefield in Montana is stated by Stan Holgert, who's the author of Western Treasures, that Chief Joseph surrendered to spare his people further loss of life. And this is a tribute to the moral strength and character of the Native Americans everywhere. Stan Holgert states that the Nez Perce military struggle is a classic story of man's will to persevere. Chief Joseph's surrender speech is taken from the Columbia Electronic Encyclopedia. Tell General Howard I know his heart. What he told me, I have in my heart. I am tired of fighting. Our chiefs are killed. Looking Glass is dead. Tahuchude is dead. The old men are dead. It is the young who say yes or no. He who led the young men is dead. It is cold, and we have no blanket. The little children are freezing to death. My people, some of them, have run away to the hills and have no blankets, no food. No one knows where they are. Perhaps they are freezing to death. I want to have time to look for my children and see how many of them I can find. Maybe I shall find them among the dead. Hearing my chiefs, I am tired, my heart is sick and sad. From where the sun now stands, I will fight no more forever. Chief Joseph is talking about how General Howard promised to get him back on the reservation, and so far he's been unable, but it was an honorary promise. Chief Joseph states that he is tired. He's tired of losing his people. He's tired of traveling. He's just grieving for them. Chief Joseph still continues to battle for the rights and freedoms of all Native Americans. He talked about the way the government policies treated him and the other tribes. His hopes were that all Native Americans would be given freedom and equality, not just broken promises. Amundsen documented that as Chief Joseph said, you might as well expect the rivers to run backwards as to that any man who was born to be free should be content when penned up and denied liberty. Chief Joseph never did return to Washington or his homeland. He was returned to Washington, but not his homeland, and he passed away in 1904.